What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I just finished a video. I just published it on the big channel, and I was getting ready to record for the small channel, right? Or just record period, and then I just decide what channel it goes to. But I had a video in mind for the small channel, and then a comment came through, and it made me decide I want to talk about this. So the comment that just came through 5 minutes ago is by Cardboard Society. Okay. And Cardboard Society was commenting on my video, Southern Raza, Whites, and the Big Four. I'll try to put the link up here if I remember. And you can click on that and see what he's referring to. But let me read what Cardboard Society said. He says, "It's funny to me how people of color in prison, jails, and juvie don't understand their part in creating white hate." He goes on to say, "I went into juvenile hall at 13, same age as me. I was not racist at all. I got jumped every day. My food spit in. If you pretended to be Mexican, you were all good. This older white kid wrote me a poem about white solidarity, and it stuck with me, influenced me. I became racist." He goes on to say that he put racist images on his body and thought it was cool. He says, "My point is, being state raised and going through all that violence because I was white created who I was. I thought after doing 6 years in prison, I opened my eyes to a lot of things. I don't hate anymore, but to act like black and brown people in prison aren't racist towards white people is hilarious. I was a product of your hate. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I think that's an important comment. Extremely important, because it is 1000% true. Having gone through the juvenile system, there is zero doubt in my mind that whites have it harder than anyone and everyone in the juvenile system. In the California Youth Authority, when I was there, it's true. They were targeted, man. They were targeted by brown and black. I will say this, that the whites that did hold their ground in YA, they ran with the Southerners and were a force to be reckoned with. But there was very few of them. It is true that, again, they were tested, they were attacked, they were disrespected. And I'm glad that you sent me this right now as I was sitting down to record, because this is the other side of the coin that people do need to hear about. And I don't care what anybody says, you know. YA was, I've said it before, and it's the truth, man. YA was the most racist place I ever did time in my life. It was the most hateful, I don't even know what other words to use, man. But YA was completely dog eat dog. Things went on in the California Youth Authority that would not be allowed in the California Department of Corrections. You would see savagery. And these are, you got to remember, these are kids. And, you know, I've talked about it before. You could go to Nellis and there'd be a dude that's 21 years old and you're 14, and that's your enemy. You got to get down with them. You know, to a dude in his 40s, a 21-year-old is a baby still. But to a fucking 14, 15-year-old, a 21-year-old is a grown-ass man. And you got to fight him. You have to try to defend yourself from that person. You know, it's always thrown around that the Mexicans from Southern California and the whites are all racist. And that isn't true. But there are some that are. But there are also blacks that are racist against Mexicans from Southern California and whites. And it's a hatred that he's talking about. It's a hatred that is developed through life experience, through negative interactions with one another, through physical confrontation. You know, this right here, I wish I would have prepared for something like this and been able to go deeper, but the chance to put it out there right now, as soon as I heard it, you guys know I don't write nothing down. I shoot from the hip, I speak from my heart, my life experiences. And I remember in YA, every time a new white dude would come into one of our dorms, we would run them down. Hey, look, Holmes, you see all them dudes over there? Those really aren't white boys, eh? They're all no good. If you want to stand up for yourself, if you want to, you know, defend yourself, we got your back. But you're going to have to, you know, go by our rules. And we got you. We didn't try to force them to be Southerners. We would just tell them, like, hey, this is what you're going to have to do, you know, and we got you. And there were guys that would say, yeah, I'm down. And I don't know if it was just a lack of commonalities, an inability to understand. Like, you know, imagine a kid comes in and, you know, it's his first time in YA, it's his first time really getting into trouble, and you know, you got these Mexican gang members that are telling you, hey, you kick it with us, we got you, right? And those Mexicans are having conversations about shit that you never had anything to do with. I would assume you would kind of be like, I don't want to hear this shit. And then you see people, your own kind over there. And I think for whatever, out of loneliness or lack of camaraderie with the Mexicans, they a lot of times would be like, you know what? I think I'm going to just go kick it with them dudes. And there would be a violent physical reaction to it. It was like, okay. Because, you know, Vatos was like, you fucking ate with us. You kicked it with us. Now you going over there. And it would be a violent reaction. And I've seen dudes that were in YA that were white dudes that were no good. And then I met them in the joint. And they were full-on racist. And I don't know, man. You know, I know how in the joint how we were schooled. It don't matter if you're by yourself and you go to a yard and there's 1,000 motherfuckers on that yard and you're the only one there. Plant the flag, hold it down. And you know, in the CDC, it's different because just the way politics dictate everything. California Youth Authority, you didn't have none of that, man. I'm glad that, Cardboard Society. I'm glad that Cardboard Society was able to let go of that hatred and understand that while there are Mexicans who are racist, while there are people of color, including blacks, some people say blacks cannot be racist because they were victims of racism, and that is an ignorant ass excuse instead of an answer. We all know people who are prejudiced or racist from every group. We've encountered it, especially if you grew up in jail. You've encountered it. So, you know, I'm glad to hear that this person has let go of that hate, because that's the only way that you can find peace but I also did want to acknowledge that that's 100% fact. Everything that this person said is 100% facts, you know. And shout out to Food and Fallons. He's calling me right now, but I'm recording. I'll call you in a minute. And that's a hell of a conversation to have, right? Because like this person said, he entered the system at 13 and was not racist. But due to being the victim of a lot of different things, had to become that way. That was his way of surviving that. And you know, in prison, hate is pretty fucking important. In order to justify the things that you are going to have to do, you got to have hate in your heart. I wish I could add more to this. This is a whole lot deeper than just me by myself. This would be an excellent conversation to have with people who have been through the system of different nationalities, ethnicities, whatever you want to call it. But that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here. Oh, shit. My mouse isn't working. Apparently, I'm not out of here. Oh, 1 second.